12 years in the NFL, 3 Super Bowl championship rings, one of my favorite people, the playmaker. So we got a lot of things. You know what? I want to, before we get to the NFL, I want to address a couple of college issues. So let's start with the easy one. So I have not heard Coach Prime say, I want my son to play blank, blank, blank. But once again, Deion Sanders is quoted on Twitter today saying, listen, it'll be multiple idiots that will say things that are totally untrue regarding where I want my son to play in the NFL. Can you clarify this? Is there places he wants his son, both of them, to play or not?
Well, there's always a place that you prefer.
Okay.
Everyone has a place that they prefer. But if you're smart, you prefer not to say it at this time. That's just smart to do, right? Because you don't want to say, hey, we prefer to go, just throwing out teams, to the Giants, and then the Raiders get you. Now you got to answer all of those questions.
Right.
So you don't. Why even set yourself up for that? Just say, listen, I'm ready to play for any team that drafts me. You know, the reality is, now we can't lie and hide. Well, who's your team growing up? I'm sure you've said that a million times.
Right.
So you can't say, well, I don't have a team now, because we'll pull up film and receipts. Just be honest. Like, I like the Cowboys growing up, but I want to play for whatever team that thinks I fit the team. That's the right thing to say.
Yeah.
And Deion's saying the right thing, even though he's going to be like that man in Wizard of the Oz. You back there pushing buttons. And then if you pull back the curtain, they go, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain while he's pushing buttons. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be pushing buttons.
Okay. That's Elway's family did it. Eli's family did it. I'm okay with that.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because I said on my YouTube channel, those guys did it.
Sure.
And what I do now, I'm just gonna say this, don't mean that, people, but I'm gonna put it out there. I love seeing that. I love seeing when I watch Beyonce and her daughter next to her in that appearance at halftime on Christmas. I love seeing what LeBron James has done with LeBronny, and I love seeing what Deion Sanders is doing with Shedeur and Shiloh. We as African Americans don't get a chance to see this. You just mentioned Eli and all of those guys.
John Elway when I was growing up.
They always done that. They've always protected and had people protecting them. I'm glad to see the African American parents having these, presenting these lanes to their kids now, as like those other guys have done.
It's been happening in America
forever, right?
Forever.
But not over here on our side. So I'm just glad that some people are getting the power to do it now.
Now, I don't want to be controversial.
Yeah,
I try to avoid.
I love when he says that, y'all.
But Cam Ward.
Oh, God.
Just played to get a record and then bailed on his team. That, I'm not sure if that sits well with me.
First of all, these things that come out, Cam Ward played just to get a record. Stop. The man played all year long. You know what I mean? So it ain't just to get a record. He told Coach, we're going to play the first half. I want. You know the first thing I thought about when I heard this?
Yeah.
I thought about Allen Iverson. I said,
practice.
Right. It's the Pop-Tart Bowl. We're talking about the Pop-Tart Bowl? The Pop-Tart Bowl? You know what I mean? This ain't we ain't talking about the 12-team playoff. We ain't talking about college football playoff.
We're not even talking about the Citrus Bowl.
We're talking about the Pop-Tart Bowl. The man popped in the Pop-Tart Bowl. That's all you can expect for him. It's the Pop-Tart Bowl, and he's going to be the top four or five picks in the draft, and he put it all on the line and pop in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Stop popping. No. Just leave it alone. Let it go. Yeah, Cut it out.
We said that
But we got to stop doing this, though. We got to stop. From the moment players throw their last pass or run their last play in college, then, oh, God, we turn to drop them. You know, we build them up all through, and now we're looking for the drop. right here. Y'all can stop that. Cam ain't dropping, and we ain't nobody thinking about that. We talking about the Pop-Tarts Bowl, y'all.
Yeah.
The Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Listen, it happened. I remember when Andrew Luck, the layoff between your last college game to the draft is so long. I remember Andrew Luck, they were like, I don't like his arms.
They're finding things. You're going to find things. Stop. What do you mean you don't like Andrew Luck's arm? Stop.
Yeah.
I don't know if he loves the game. Just stop. Let's stop finding ways to bring people down. Bring these kids down when they're in their most precious and most incredible time of their life.
Okay. So the Cowboys.
The Pop-Tarts Bowl.
No,
don't y'all, come on, man. Don't do that to us. Don't do that to us.
Mike McCarthy had a pretty good December. Cooper Rush, pretty good. Obviously, this team has issues. What do we do with the Cowboys, Michael? What's job one? What do you do with the Cowboys?
Man, and when I see a 7-9 record and you see how that game played out Sunday, you start saying, well, okay, wow. I know that everybody felt good about December and all of that stuff. I still say it was too little, too late. But right here, then everybody starts jumping. This for me, this kind of game, erases December. You can't tell me, oh, we played good in December, and then the backups to the team, their backups playing your backups, and they put up a 40-burger on you, and you look like the way you look. So I think, this takes away some of the things that you have.
Would you replace McCarthy?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I just think it's time to go in another direction.
Okay.
And I hear this late surge to maybe to stay with Mike McCarthy. I'm not on that. I'm not on that bandwagon. What I believe is this team needs more discipline. I'm not saying Mike McCarthy is not a good coach, X's and O's coach, but I think the team needs more discipline. And sometimes, and it's hard to bring that in when you say, okay, this guy who doesn't have that firm hand and discipline is now going to either bring somebody else in to help him with discipline.
You know what I always said, Michael? It's much easier.
That doesn't work.
It's easier to be the tough dad
and lighten up and ease up
than to do Wade Phillips, where you're ice cream for breakfast,
you're
Dad.
over. You can't come in soft and then try to get tough.
You can't.
It's a wrap.
You can't.
You got to come in tough and then lighten up, because then the guys will feel like they've earned some respect and earned you lightening up. But now if you're loosening up a little bit. But if you come in loose and I don't want to say soft, but you know what I mean.
Players coach.
And
Apologetic.
then try to get firm. You just get flat. You get flat.
I want you to go back to your Cowboy days. The Chargers, they're going to have a bye. Would you play starters or not? Did you want to take a week off?
Chargers, Chiefs.
No, I'm talking of Chiefs.
Chiefs.
So the Chiefs, my bad, are going into the playoffs. Belichick was always let's play the guys. Tony Dungy was like, if I can give an old safety time off. Where do you land on this?
And Jimmy was always, let's play the guys. And Jimmy would always say, we're playing the guys because Jimmy didn't want to lose the week of practice. See, when you go in this week, right now, everybody's talking about we're going to sit out. Chiefs got this game, a bye next week after that game. I mean, you're talking about forever
18
before
days
you play
or
a
something
game.
like that.
Right. That's forever for all of those teams you just mentioned. For those Dallas Cowboys team, because we played a timing offense. Troy hit that third step, fifth step, let that ball go. For all of New England teams, all of that timing stuff that they do. Not, and I'm sorry to tell everybody out there, but it won't affect Kansas City Chiefs. This is not a timing offense. This is an offense that is built between Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. And there is no timing on it. That's why it's been impossible to stop. Yeah. Because you can't figure out the timing. When he's supposed to do yeek, he does jack. When he's supposed to do yin, he does yang. That's what Travis Kelce is.
But it's
so
not
it's not a timing to it. It's we're going to find where you are not, and I'm going to go to that spot. And they win like that.
Look at their wide receiver unit. They have different guys every week.
Every week. And now, even though they had different guys every week, they barely won those games. I want people were getting and saying, man, should we keep Kansas City up there because they're barely winning these games? Do you know all of these games come down to this. I had Minnesota over Green Bay yesterday, right? Went in, it was -1, and I'm, okay, I got Minnesota -1, and I'm watching the game. We're up 17-10. I'm like, oh, this is over. It's over. Then we go up 27-17. I'm like, it's over. Next thing you know, it's 25-27. I'm sweating like a monk. I'm like, God, it all comes down to this. Every one of them comes down to this. Well, if you can win late, you can win great in this league because they all come down to this.
Well, and all the teams that make the playoffs, almost all of them have great quarterbacks, meaning you go into a little bit of a prevent defense, you soften coverage.
It's a wrap.
They're just going to go 8 yards, 12,
it's
15, 18. Jordan Love just boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Right. Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally. Now set you up for this. So I understand players. If I was a coach and a player could get a record, I would try to do it. If it's super close, I'm just going to call plays to win the game. But if it's like Cowboys getting thumped, I want Saquon Barkley to get a record. I get it. Right. Players have bonuses. But now, all of a sudden, so I got Jalen Hurts beat up. Saquon Barkley, I think running back's different. I wouldn't play him this week. Now, left tackle, Mike linebacker, wide receiver. Do you play Barkley if you don't have to this week?
And this is a tough decision. This tough decision because let's be real here. Where the running back position is in the league, on the whole, I'm sure Saquon wants to go and try to help that whole position. Not just him by getting this record. It kind of reintroduced the year of the running back. And we can call this the year of the running back because two running backs have moved and made major differences in both offenses. So, yes, this is a 40-year record. What I love most, and I got to say this, is how Coach Sirianni handled it. He said, hey, we're going to do what the team wants to do. Let me tell you why that's very important. Because he's saying, I'm not breaking the psyche of what they want to accomplish in that locker room. They went in that game Sunday saying, we're going to get you over 2,000 against the darn Dallas Cowboys. So they set their mind, they went and got it done. If they're setting their mind to get him the record, I want to be right there with them because that means every time after we set our mind to get him the record, we're going to set our minds on the Super Bowl. I want them to keep running right on the setting of their minds. You see what I mean? I want to stay with that. That's why that's very important. Now, all intents, you would want to say, hey, man, this man's too important to lose. But it's as important to lose that mentality. That team mentality as it is an injury. So I love that he said, I'm going to do what the team wants to do, even though Jimmy or Bill would have never said that. Oh, we're going to do what I want to do. Is that what they would have said? But I love that he says that at this day and time. And I do hope he gets it.
Yeah, I think things have changed. I think college players now get paid. I saw a story. Somebody said that every SEC quarterback. And Saquon
is a guy you if anybody's going to get it, that's the guy you want to get it.
Think about this though: the world's changed. Every SEC quarterback makes more than Brock Purdy in NIL money. It's the player.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, listen. Right, if a guy wants a record,
that is crazy.
You got to give him if a guy can get the record, get him the record.
Yeah, get it. And especially a record that's stood for 40 years.
And also a guy that's a great guy.
Right, a great dude.
And Barkley is one of the least selfish guys in the league. He's never been about records.
Right. And you know he would be okay if you didn't chase it. And I thought that I knew they went in saying we're going to get this 2,000 against the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to say this now. If that was one of those games like last year, where that game came down to between Dallas and Philadelphia for the NFC East, and Barkley went over 2,000, that would have pushed him right on in front for the MVP because because of the eyes. It's kind of like the Heisman Trophy now as you get down towards the end. It's who did I see play great late?
Yes.
I'm going to give
Carson
it to them.
Palmer won it. Remember Carson Palmer's year?
Yep, that year in Cincinnati. And that's exactly how this thing. So yeah, if that would have been a meaningful game, I think Saquon could have snatched the MVP yesterday.
And we leave you with this. It was the Pop-Tart Bowl. Chill out, folks.
The Pop-Tart Bowl. The man popped in the Pop-Tart Bowl, and now you want to mess with him.
Michael Irvin. We're back.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin. Subscribe here to get the latest from the herd, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos and more, wherever you may be, however you may be watching. Thanks again for making us part of your day.